to tonight's episode of Droke's Notes and Brew Review. I'm Steve. Again, this is Mike. He's going to be a special guest tonight. And tonight we are going to do a flight of IPAs. As you see, we have 6 different IPAs up here. We're going to go through each one of them, do a little taste test, give our thoughts on them. And then at the end, when we're done with all 6 of them, we're going to pick out the one that we like the most and the one that we like the least.
Okay.
And with that, Mike, go first.
Several years ago, I got into drinking IPAs. First time I ever had one, I literally almost spit it out. Just real super hoppy, a lot of different flavors. But over the years, as your palate starts to acquire the taste, IPAs has been my go-to. That's why Steve brought me in.
I'm not an IPA.
Yeah, he's not an IPA guy. I'm actually excited tonight. These two here, the Mango Smash from what is that? Three Nations Brewing Company, and the Wild Acre Brewing T-Hawk IPA. I haven't tried these ones yet. I have tried the Lagunitas. I am familiar with the Dogfish, and I'm also familiar with the Goose Island. All of them are going to have distinct flavors. You know, with the IPAs, you're going to have everything from, you know, real mild, almost kind of a wheat beer finish, all the way up to knock your shoes off, super hoppy, massive grapefruit, massive fruit finishes. And really what you're looking for is, you know, what you like. The cool thing about IPAs, Steve, you know, is you can get everything from, you know, 5% alcohol all the way up to 11% alcohol. There was one up here we were talking about trying tonight. It was called the Mosaic IPA. You know, if you drink 1 or 2 of those, you're definitely going to be feeling it. So
Go away and do that one on an individual review.
yeah, we'll do that one in an individual review.
I do like, there is a Shiner Bun. Shiner does make an IPA that I like, but it's not as hoppy as some of the other ones, so we'll give it a try.
All right, which one how do we want to do this in order?
We'll start from your side and work our way down this way.
So we're going to set our flights up and pour them in and then taste them from there?
Yeah, we'll just pick one out, and we'll pour a glass for each one of us, and then we'll move on to the next one.
All right. We'll start with the Goose Island. We'll do that one in the top right. And of course, we don't have a beer opener, so I always keep my trusty ring here with me. Usually it works on the first try, sometimes it doesn't. There it goes. All right, so the top right, that is going to be our Goose Island. Top right. What I'll do is I'll set these in order over here so we remember. Now this one here is it's showing that it's what's the alcohol content of this one? Oh, it's a 5.9. Now this one actually has the IBU label on it. It's a 55. It's going to probably have a pretty good hop finish on it, so we'll give it a taste here in a second. So that'll be our top right one. And then we'll do the Dogfish. This is actually one I pulled out of my fridge at home. It's one of my favorites. Again, Steve got it right that time. We'll do this one in the bottom right. This one here, 6% alcohol. So again, a little bit more than your average beer. All right. And then, now this one here has 6.6. It's called Hopadillo. It's from Carbach. This one here is another one that I have in my fridge at home. Definitely very distinct taste. This one's probably going to be one, I don't know if you're going to enjoy or not, but we'll take a look at it. This will be the top middle. Yeah. And you guys can also see as we're pouring them, you know, the color differential in IPAs is going to be everything from a yellow to more of a kind of an apricot, orangey color. You know, it's going to have different types of stuff there. So
yeah, you definitely see the difference in colors in them.
All right, so far we're there, keeping everything in order. Sorry, OCD, my bad. Now this is one I haven't tried before, so I don't know a lot about it. It's the Mango Smash. Looking here, it's a 6.9% alcohol. It's a single malt plus 6 hop. I don't know what that means, but I guess we'll find out here in a second. So go ahead and crack this one.
And if he's putting everything out of focus of the video, we'll bring it back in once we start tasting it.
really all I'm doing is just sitting over here to remind me which one we're drinking as, you know, we have them all poured.
Because we're both forgetful, or I'm forgetful.
He's forgetful, I'm just OCD, so we're all good there.
Yeah, that one you can definitely see it's got a...
It's actually got a lot lighter tone than the other ones. That one's almost looking like a Belgian as far as the color tone. So, all right, now we got the Wild Acre. Again, I'm not familiar with this one. This is actually out of Fort Worth, Texas. So it's a local beer.
Representing Texas.
And it doesn't have the, oh, it's 6.5. So again, you know, upper level beer. Definitely a couple of these. Whoa, contamination.
Yep. Spewing.
Party foul, my bad.
Beer abuse.
Alright, so pour that one in there. Ooh, look at the darkness on that one.
That's why I made this little area back here. Yeah, that was pretty dark.
That's almost got a kind of like a honey ale or a...
Yeah, it was dark.
I'm excited to taste that one.
Yeah, come on.
Alright, and then another popular one, it's at a lot of different restaurants around here, is their Lagunitas. The local Chili's, Applebee's, stuff like that, they'll usually keep this one. Again, get my trusty ring on it. My hand's wet now, so it's a little slick. There it goes. Alright.
No foul on that one.
No, that's why I drink bottles. And this one here, 6.2% alcohol.
And I've actually tried this one. But it's been a while since I've tried this one. I know I've tried that.
Alright, so now we got them in order. We know which ones are in which glass.
So here we go.
Which one do you want to start with?
Let's just start with the first one that poured and work our way down through it.
Alright, so the first one, again, is the Goosehead. It's this one here. We're sitting at 5.9% alcohol, 55 IBU.
Smells really good. Good citrusy smell.
Yeah. Definitely tell it's got some pop in there.
Yeah, that's definitely what I do like most about IPAs. They do smell better than most of the beer.
Yeah, and again, it's the first time you taste an IPA. If you're used to drinking like Miller Lite, Coors Light, it's gonna put you in shock. And again, that's actually what I crave in the beer is the hops. I feel like I'm actually drinking something. I feel like I'm actually getting my money's worth as far as my alcohol content.
Somebody poured some great fruit juice in my beer.
That one's actually got a pretty clean finish. It's not overly hoppy, a little citrus on the back end.
Yeah.
And I know this is going to sound really weird, but I've had individuals ask me, hey Mike, how do you describe a good IPA? And I always tell them by the level of unripened apricot that you get at the end. I know it sounds kind of weird to describe that, but if you've ever bitten into an apricot that isn't completely ripe, sometimes it's very mild and sometimes it's very strong. And when you get into the milder IPAs, you get that little hint of that fruit, that little grapefruit citrus, kind of a unripened apricot a little bit. And the more hoppy it gets, it really will start to explode in your mouth. But overall, very drinkable.
Yeah, this is really not that bad. This is actually, like I said, it's real smooth. It doesn't have much of that aftertaste. It doesn't have that hoppy taste to it, but the hops don't like just explode in your mouth like some IPAs to me. And it does finish off pretty smooth. So not a bad one. Not a bad start.
Now this one here is Dogfish. It looks like it comes out of Delaware, and 6%. It's this one here, so I'll put this one right behind. That way we know which one we're drinking. It's the second one.
This one doesn't have the citrusy smell to it to me.
No, a lot more bland on the smell. Very mild, not a lot of aroma.
It's got a light beer smell to it.
Yeah.
It didn't make much of a hit either.
Yeah, not a whole lot of. This would be something I was gonna say if you were gonna introduce yourself into an IPA family. Very mild. Again, even for the novelist, the very first time you've ever had an IPA, this definitely you'll know you're drinking one. But for somebody who drinks IPAs like I do, who craves those big hops, the big splash, to me this would be something, you know, I'm hanging out with my buddies, I got a couple IPAs in the fridge, no big deal.
Yeah, it's got the, like you're right, it doesn't have the hoppy explosion when you drink it. So it's a little smooth on the front end but it's got to me it's got a real bad aftertaste on the back end of it.
It's almost, the other one was more of a fruit finish. This is almost a little bit more of a bitter finish.
Yeah, it's got a real bitter aftertaste.
Yeah.
It's not
Again, it's an IPA. It's smooth. It's simple to drink. It's not overpowering. Again, if you were looking for something to kind of intro into it, I would definitely say that would be something that would fall into that category.
Just beware of the little bitter aftertaste to it.
Now this one, this is the Hopadillo. This is Carbach. This one again, where were we? I don't even know where they're from. Well, Houston, Texas.
So, like everything from Houston, it's probably going to suck, but we're going to try it anyways. It's my one shot at Houston in our video.
Hey, only Houston can give away a lead like that and let the Saints win. But anyways, 6.6% alcohol. This is actually out of a can, so it's going to probably have a little bit different of a taste. This is, again, the front middle one here.
This is the one that's a little bit darker than the
Yeah, a little bit more color. I would say, you know, more in line with what you would see like out of a color of a, Ooh, definitely got some fruit citrus on that one.
It has a better smell than the last one we drank, but it doesn't have as fruity of a smell as the first one. So it's kind of the
It's not as much fruit, but man, that aroma when it hits your nose, it just, it pops.
It's not unpleasant.
It's almost got a sweeter smell to it.
Yeah, actually it does.
There we go.
Yeah, there they are.
That's an IPA.
Yeah.
That's definitely going to get some splash in the mouth.
Tingles the tongue.
Yeah, but this is actually where the first one had a very strong fruit taste. This one was very bland, kind of that unripened apricot. This is more of a sweeter citrus. It's got almost kind of a real sweet apricot finish to it. And again, that's what my palate picks up. You know, somebody else may describe it as something different, but that's the only way I can kind of correlate what I'm tasting.
I'm tasting the same thing. One way it really explains to me is you get the real big tingle on the tongue, so you definitely know you're drinking an IPA.
You can tell I like it because I'm actually finishing this one.
and this one hits you when you drink it, and it still leaves that tingle after it's gone, but it doesn't leave to me as bad of a bitter aftertaste.
This would be really good with a good burger, you know, something hearty. They got that little sweetness on the back end of the beer. Drink it down. Be a nice finish.
Yeah, this would be really good with the burger with the slice of pineapple on it.
Yeah, definitely. Like that one.
Which we don't eat that stuff in Texas.
No, not at all. All right, now this one is the Mango Smash IPA. It's 6.9%. This is the one we're going to drink now.
I'm trading this one.
Farmers Branch, Texas, which is just outside, it's just on the north side of Dallas, up on the 635 and 35 area. And so again, another local brewery. Texas is loaded with them. I mean, they've got breweries all over the place. So this is the Mango Smash. And again, I'm gonna sit it right here just so we can keep track of which ones we're drinking for right now, and then we'll spread them all out when we're done. All right. I'm not picking up a whole lot on the smell.
No, this is kind of a new.
Oh wait, hang on.
Yeah, I'm not.
A little mango. I can pick up the mango in there.
So to me, it's a real neutral smell. I mean, you really have to struggle.
Yeah, you have to really
to smell it. So
to pull the mango.
So when you get this one, you're not going to have that punch on the smell. That some people when they drink a bit and they hate that smell, it kind of turns them off to it. But this one, there's nothing in that.
Lighter color, almost looks like a Belgian. Kind of a little bit darker than a wheat beer. But yeah, if you can pull in the mango.
To me, it doesn't have that. It doesn't have the explosion on the tongue like an IPA.
Wow, very late.
Yeah.
I mean, I swallowed it. I'm relaxing. I'm waiting. I'm like, where's it at? Where's it at? And then all of a sudden, there was the hop. That's where I finally got it at the very. It was like a couple seconds. Very delayed in the hit.
Yeah.
It's actually a very soft IPA.
This is really, to describe it like Mike did, this is a really soft one. And it's
actually very creamy in the mouth. I don't know, it's a real soft texture in the mouth. It just kind of coats.
I actually don't mind this one. I think this would be a good one to drink on a hot day. Not bad.
All right, now this is another one I have not tried, and this one's kind of curious because this is the darker one. It is the Wild Acre Brewery T-Hawk IPA. Again, another Texas beer. But this one here, 75 IBU, which is very high on the bitterness scale. That's what IBUs are, is how bitter is the beer going to be, which usually means a lot of hop, a lot of explosion. It's going to wake you up. You're going to know you're drinking something. And this is Fort Worth, 6.5% alcohol. So we'll give this one a shot. I'm actually kind of curious about this one. That's a very high on the IBU scale. You can see here, it almost looks like a honey amber. It's very dark. Kind of shocking. I'm not picking up a whole lot.
Again, this is one that seems like it's got a real neutral smell. I mean, there's nothing overpowering about it. You got to really get in there to.
I would have thought that would have been a heck of a lot more, but it is bitter.
It's very bitter.
That it does not have any citrus finish whatsoever. You get that malty hop bam, and then it has a bitter finish. So I was expecting more of a hop explosion, but it's actually very kind of a bitter.
And it's got a real bitter aftertaste to it, so it lingers.
Yeah, it's like the back of my tongue is kind of like tingling.
This is.
Yeah, definitely, probably not going to be my normal cup of tea. I mean, don't get me wrong, I could drink it. You know, if I was at a restaurant and I was having a steak or having some food and I wanted to experiment and try a new IPA, I could drink a glass of it and enjoy it. But it's not one that I would say, hey, every time I walk into a restaurant or if I see it on draft, I'm gonna go ahead and pick that one up. Probably would not buy a 6-pack of that. Again, there's just too many other options, too much stuff that's out there that's a little bit better. You got to really have a palate for that bitter.
And I'll tell you, if you're not an IPA fan, that would not be one that you want to try.
No,
it's not one. If you say, "Oh, I want to try IPAs and see if I like them," you probably won't like them.
Yeah, if you're drinking Ambers or Miller Lights or Coors Lights and you're hanging out with a buddy and he says, "Here, I got this IPA," you're gonna drink it and spit it out. It's just not gonna be your thing.
Yeah, that one shocks you.
All right, the last one, guys, is the Lagunitas IPA. This one here is 6.2. It's California. It's very popular. A lot of the big chain restaurants have it on draft. Again, I've tried it several times in a lot of different restaurants that I've been to. So let's go ahead and.
Still have that bitter.
I know that one's just lingering. It's just there. It's like.
That one. That's.
They definitely rated it right at 75. Because again, I was more expecting the hop explosion of overpowering, but it's actually the bitterness that really just kind of it's just there. It's like burnt on my tongue.
Yeah, it comes in, kicks you in the face, and says it's gonna stay for a while. This one I actually do get the citrusy.
Yeah, this is again more citrus.
Yeah, I can see it. It's actually got a good color. I don't mind that color.
Strong citrus finish.
I like it for the simple fact that it is washing away that bitter taste that was still lingering from that. So, good job.
Thank you, Lagunitas, for washing down the, what is that, the Hawk IPA? Yeah, the Wild Hawk. Thank you for washing that bitterness down. Again, this is, again, you get that citrus. This is more of a a cross between an apricot and a grapefruit finish. A lot of hops. You can definitely tell you're drinking an IPA with this one. Not a lot of bitterness, more citrus on the back end.
No, it leaves a little bit of a taste, but it's not an overpowering taste behind. It's one that you can.
Yeah, if you're an IPA fan, that's going to be solid. You know, no matter where you go, because it is such a popular brand. It's on draft. It's something dependable. It's something reliable. It's consistent. It's not over the top. It's not too mild. It's right down the middle. It's something you're going to be able to enjoy on a consistent basis.
With a good hamburger.
Yes.
I think this would go really good with a hamburger. Okay, so there you go. That's the 6.
Yep, that is the goose head. That is the dogfish. Here we'll do, move these down. And we had talked about bringing in some of the more potent ones, like the mosaics and the imperials and stuff like that. We decided we're probably going to do a different show on that one. That one actually goes there, and then it goes, no, that was, yeah, it goes just like that. That's the order that we drank them. So, if I was to rate consistency, my palate, again, I'm looking for an IPA. I don't want anything that is too soft. I don't want anything that's too bitter. I would say my least favorite out of those was this one here.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Yeah, the bitterness, this one is by far, that's the least. That one is, the bitterness linger too long. The color of it, the fragrance, and the bitterness.
You know the one good thing about sipping all these IPAs? Got a little buzz going on sitting here. That's the great thing about IPAs, man. They will definitely get the job done. If you're looking for, a couple beers, not having to drink 5 or 6, they will definitely let you know what you're drinking.
And the thing about this one here, if you are just starting to try IPAs, do not try that one.
Yeah, no, that's something. Honestly, if I was to be drinking maybe some Newcastles and some different type of ambers, and then went into the IPA family, and that's all they had, my palate could probably receive it a lot better. But if that was my first beer of the night, I don't know how many of those I could have. It's just real bitter. Now, I will say the one that I would say is one that I can find I would enjoy consistently would be the Lagunitas. It's very consistent. And again, the other one too, I would say the Dogfish, a little lighter, a little bit more consistent, right down the middle. This is going to be a little bit lighter choice. But my personal preference out of all the ones we just drank was the Hopadillo. As far as flavor, color, texture, the overall finish in the mouth, the citrus, I just think that was the one. That was this one here, and I'm going to finish it.
The one that I would pick would be actually this Mango Smash IPA. I really like even though I didn't drink as much as this one as the other ones, I did like this one.
And again, that's going to be more, it's got a little bit of a sweeter texture to it. One of the things that a lot of people complain about with the IPAs is that, too much bitter. And it's just you're getting more of the hop into the drink. But yeah, that Mango Smash for an entry level, for someone who's just trying something out and says, hey, how do I get into the IPA family? How do I try something out? That Mango Splash would be a great entry into it because it has a sweeter finish to it, so it's a little bit easier for the palate to absorb. But as far as somebody who is truly into the IPA family, I would definitely hit that Hopadillo.
Yeah, and the mango one, I'm definitely more of a darker beer drinker. Guinness, stuff like that. I'm not as much into the sweet stuff. That one, to me, was a real good one. I wouldn't drink a 6-pack of those at a time, but I could see myself drinking a couple of those on a day where cooking out or eating a burger or something like that. And that's what I think that would really go good with is something like that. So I picked the Mango Smash.
I got the Hopadillo.
And we both were unanimous on
yeah, no bueno. You know what I'd like to do, Steve, one time, if we could do a follow-up video on this, just kind of curiosity, I would like to actually take those 3 beers and actually just do a blind taste test on them.
Yeah.
Without knowing what the labels are, so we have a consensus of, you know, and really the mango is going to stand out on its own because it's a sweeter finish, but I really think the consistency is between the Papadillo and the Lagunitas, as far as those two would be something I would have like IPA drinkers go head to head and, you know, see which one they prefer better.
Yeah, we definitely do that. We do the, so yeah, we'll pull some IPAs and do a blind taste test on some head-to-head stuff, and we could do a individual beer review on any of them and kind of rate it on our 1 to 10 scale. So some more videos that we could do.
Steve, thank you for bringing me on as a guest. Again, IPAs is my family, it's my favorite stuff. If you ever want to do some stouts and do some Guinness, I'm there. I will definitely enjoy that. Mike Scott, thanks for allowing me to be a guest.
So before we leave out, if you like the video, give us a like, give us a subscribe. Also, down in the comments, give your thoughts. If you drink any of these and you want to give your thoughts on them, we'd like to hear your feedback. If you have any other IPAs that you like that you want us to review, go ahead and leave those in the comments as well, and we'll review those. And with that, this is Droke's Notes Brew Review. I'm Steve.
This is Mike. Thank you.